Hello Sponges, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you hear noises in the background, that is my family talking. Just please ignore them. So this video is going to tie into the two videos that I did about schooling, like what do you expect about like nursing and like the back to school haul. So I am studying for my test tomorrow, my nursing skills test tomorrow, and I wanted to make a video today, and I was thinking that I would make a video trying to explain what I am trying to be tested on. So if you are not interested in nursing at all, or if you are like maybe you are interested but maybe you don't want to hear about me talking about it, that is fine. You can skip this video. But yeah, so in the near future, either tomorrow or the next day, I'm not sure, I am going to upload that quote-unquote surprise, if you guys are wondering about that. Anyways, so let's get started with the video. So like I said, this video is going to be strictly on my test tomorrow, just to make sure I understand it. Like I understand it, I can walk through it for you, because I feel like, I don't know, I should make a video just to clarify some things. So this is for like my benefit and your guys' benefit if you are a nursing student, or maybe you want to become a nursing student and you're struggling maybe. If you have no desire about nursing, anything about that, just strictly want to watch my other content, like my SpongeBob dolls, K-pop, whatnot, then this is not the video for you. But if you want to try to join my nursing journey, then feel free to watch. That's basically what I'm saying. I don't want to feel like you are like peer pressured into watching this. You can skip this video anytime and come back tomorrow. Or you can watch this video if you are interested in what I'm about to say. So, welcome to, this is like a train system I got here. So basically, I should like put like a little like thing right here, and then this is what I'm being like covered on is nursing skills. So nursing like skills, like basic things that a nurse should know, like nursing skills, like clinical stuff and all that. So we're gonna get started with over here. So this is infection control. So infection control, there's two types of infection control. There's standard and there's transmission. I'm just gonna like put those away, but infection control, there's standard and there's transmission. So standard is precautions for every patient. So standard, for every patient that you see, falls under standard, immediately falls under standard. So if you go under precautions of every patient, if someone has an infection, so let's say like someone has an infection under standard, they fall under transmission. So if they don't, they fall under standard. If someone has an infection, they go under transmission. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So transmission, there's three types. So there's airborne, droplet, and contact. I think ADC or C or ACD or something like that. I don't know. So airborne, cough and sneeze. So some of the signs is like cough and sneeze, like physical signs that you can automatically see. And then the causes, if you go deeper into it, are like chickenpox, shingles, and rubella. And like treatments is N95 mask, keep the door closed at all times, and 6 to 12 air. I'm not sure what that meant. I watched a YouTube video and I wrote it down. So, and then we got droplet. So one of the like actual like physical signs is like coughs and sneezes, and causes is like mumps, flu, and can't read my own writing. And then again, treatment is isolation, mask, and hand hygiene. So airborne and droplet fall under respiratory droplet. And then finally we got contact. So contact is direct to indirect contact and touch the environment. So if someone is sick and they're not washing their hands properly and they touch the environment and do touch the environment, that is a sign of contact. So we got C. diff. C. diff is the major cause. The treatment is PPE, hand hygiene, and actually cleaning the environment. So if we go back to standard, so for like precautions for every patient, so you have to use hand hygiene and wash and PPE. So hand hygiene is like the most common thing for everything that you do for nurse. You have to wash your hands, but you also have to do PPE. So another thing that I'm being tested on is like lab stuff. So I'm trying to like tie into everything. So this is why I have like these papers out. So when we go into like standard, we go to hand wash PPE. This is like lab stuff, like stuff I did for lab stuff. So what is PPE? I'll start with that. So PPE is personal protective equipment. So why do we do it? To protect ourselves from hazards. Keyword hazards. So steps. So we wash our hands at least twice. So on is this way and off we do that way. So on is we wash hands, gown, mask, shield, wash hands again, put gloves on. Then the opposite, we put gloves off, so we wash hands, shield. It's supposed to be gown, then mask, but that's fine. And then we wash our hands at the end. And then we go over to hand wash. So we'll start with the Y, is to protect ourselves from germs. So keyword germs. So hand wash is germs, and personal protective equipment is hazards. So steps is prepare towel. Like make sure like when you're at the sink, you prepare your towel. They're very finicky about that. And then we have to check for hazards. Make sure there's no like blood or anything that will like be a hazard. And then we get the water to warm and we rinse, and then we lather 3 pumps, 15 to 20 seconds on each side, and then we rinse, and then we pat dry. They're very finicky about that. If you don't do it, you don't pass, and they're very finicky at my school. Anyways, we're gonna move on. So still we're on the same topic, hand hygiene. So I'm moving away from PPE and we're doing hand hygiene. So for personal hygiene, we have to do hand hygiene. So hand hygiene before and after you do personal hygiene. It goes for everything. Like I said before, it goes for everything, but I'm trying to like connect it all. So personal hygiene, there's 4 types I'm being tested on. Is oral, shaving, hair, and elimination. So oral, there's brush, floss, and rinse. I don't think they can get more complicated than that. You brush your teeth, make sure you get in the gums, you floss, and you rinse. And then shaving, so they're on blood thinners, electric shaver, go with the hair, face you go down, and then neck you go up. Then hair, you wash and comb. And then for elimination, there's 2 types. For elimination, there is urine and there's bowel. So for urine, for the transfer urine, there's urinal, and then for transfer for bowel, there is a pan. So the last thing that I have on this is documentation. So I can't really connect elimination with documentation. I mean, I can document it, but like that won't really fall into it. So documentation. So there's a few things that fall under documentation, like major ones. So there's report, records, and the actual documentation. So records is SBAR. So I think it's like assistant, like background, objective, research. I don't know exactly what it stands for, but it's SBAR. And then under records, we got problem-oriented medical record. So we got SOAP, subjective, objective, assessment, and plan, and then PI and DAR. And then also we need to communicate legal document like resource, research, and education. And then under document, we have narrative, so like story-based. And I can't really like connect it that's far. Maybe I can like draw a line. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it as that, but like that is also over here because it like organizes data. And then we got accurate, differ, maintain, and then both record and documentation fall under like factual, accurate, complete. Make sure you actually know what you're doing. So I know that was a lot. I mean, if you, not just nursing, but like for anything, it could be like college or high school related or anything. If you're trying to like organize, I suggest you choose a topic. I choose that topic first, and then choose what main topic mainly is throughout. So it was hand hygiene, and then it went to elimination, which was at the end. And then I tagged on documentation, kind of like a train basically. Another thing that I recommend that you do for studying is ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is really great for giving like practice tests. I don't recommend it for like cheating in school, like giving all the answers and all that when you're actually trying to like do work, like actually in school, but like for like studying purposes, I think it's great. You tell them like I'm learning about nursing. You tell them about like infection control, all that, and they give you practice tests. So this is I have these little like they call exercise books in Canada. I have one for like every course. So this one is for nursing skills, and I do like I write down what is going to be on the test. So like infection control, what is like all this stuff, and like lab stuff, documentation, personal hygiene, and the droplet airborne and contact. So I write down everything. This is test number 1 because it's my first test in this course. And then I write down things like I do like a mini like this is like my first actual like mini test from ChatGPT to see what I need to work on. So this is like infection control, personal care documentation. They give you like a section and then questions within the section, but it's still in the test, which I think is really nice. And I only got a 56, which is that's not a pass in college, at least in my college. So tomorrow, which is today, I did this yesterday. This is what I was going to go over. So infection control, droplet, airborne contact, personal hygiene, all that. I think that was the day before yesterday. Yeah, that was the day before yesterday. And then yesterday, this is what I did yesterday, was I did a lot of tests. So this is everything. I did 12 questions for everything. So this is the first test I did yesterday, and I got a 75. I can boost that mark if I know what I'm struggling with, and ChatGPT will give me a test on like infection control. I got a 60, so I need to do better on infection control. And then I did one on personal hygiene. I got an 80, so I'm pretty much in the range of where I want to be, but I can do better. And then infection control, like I did like some notes on infection control in here. Infection control, like transmission, all of that. And then yesterday, towards the end, I did 3 more tests. So this is everything, like everything. So both 15 questions, different questions. I got 93, and 80, so I dropped significantly. So I know what I need to do. So this is today. I'm studying airborne, droplet, contact, what diseases do they cause, personal hygiene, like shaving and documentation, when and how. So this is what I did today, so terms to know. So what I did was, this is from my actual notes in my binder, and I wrote them down so I can see them better. It's like organism, any living thing, and then I said like what like an example, a microorganism, cells that can only be seen under a microscope, living and non-living, like I left that note, and like bacteria, fungi, and algae. And what is a pathogen, non-pathogenic, and asbestos. And then I wrote down like, this is the large, this is small, like, this is like types, and then this is like away disease. And then I made a little note down there. And then I did I did quite a few tests. So this one is everything, and I got 100. Or maybe this was that, I'm not sure. And then I just did a test on airborne, droplet, and contact, and I got 100. Documentation, 90%. And then I did everything and I got 196 because I misinterpreted the spelling of something wrong. But yeah, so I highly recommend ChatGPT for like studying. So this is like one way of studying, making sure like you actually know what's going on. This helped me like when I was like doing it, like actually like trying to make sure it brought up my knowledge better. And when I used ChatGPT, it definitely brought up my knowledge better. Again, like I said, like maybe I haven't said it. Sorry, I'm like very tired. Always refer back to your notes. Like where is my? I have like different sections in my book. I'm just trying to like show you what I have here. So like these are like my notes. Everybody's notes is different, but like I have like notes in like different like sections. So this is like flight defense mechanisms, biohazards, personal hygiene. It's like one that we're gonna know, documentation, and all that. I do have like my textbook. I don't really use it because all the stuff that I'm being like tested on is in like the presentation. So I highly recommend you talk to your like professor or teacher, and talk to them about what's going to be in it, what I need to study, so that you're not scrambling. But like, I studied this, but it's not going to be in the test, so they can tell you exactly what's going to be in the test. Some teachers do, some teachers don't. I am fortunate that my college does. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, I know my college videos, like my knowledge college videos, aren't really super entertaining on this channel because I don't really do it that often. But yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that next video will be more entertaining. I'll see you next one. Bye.